Hi chums. Sarpo Mira. I've had a few people ask me recently about what type of bags I use and where did I get them and one thing and another. The bags I use, the woven bags, which I don't have beside me now, are from Marshall's in England. They're a seed company. And the plastic ones, the black ones, are from a place called Haddo Pots. Hadopots. They're the 36 litre pot. But you don't need fancy bags. This is 2 compost bags. Just folded together. I turn them inside out. It's just maybe, I don't know, it's to keep the light. I think I double them up to keep the light off. And I turn them inside out just for the look of the thing, you know. It looks a bit less untidy, you know. But as I say, that's you don't need anything fancy to do potatoes, you know. So these are the Sarpo Miras. They're sort of the pinky boys. Now, some people are asking too, how do they cook? They cook up very well. And look, there's the holes at the bottom to let the stuff out, the water out, and let the roots out. So they do exactly the same job. Sarpo Mira. Incidentally, I won't use these bags again. I clean the other bags out, but I don't clean these ones. I'll dump these now. Or use them for rubbish and then dump them, you know. But somebody's asking, how do you cook these boys here? Well, I've tried baking them, and they bake really well. They're a dry potato. They bake really well, but the problem is the skin goes really, really tough on them. Now, I like to eat the skin on the potatoes. That's where all the goodness is. And it was kind of tough going. And you know that sort of situation you end up in when you're cutting something on your plate and you think it's about to skite off the plate right across the table and hit somebody else. It's that sort of experience when you're trying to cut the skins. Boiling them, skins are no problem at all. They're fine, you know. So we boil these now. We don't bake them anymore. But somebody else said they make great chips. I don't eat chips, so but I don't make chips. Put it that way. And they make good roasties as well. I haven't tried roasting them, but I might try that tomorrow. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do tonight's going to be lamb and green beans, French beans from here, which are the last of the beans because they're almost over now, and these potatoes. So we'll just get going here. I've been kind of in limbo recently because I haven't been able to get much done. Running back to hospitals again, but thankfully not a whole lot wrong now, so there's no need for concern, as the nurses, as the nurses keep telling us, no need for concern. So that's I'm happy enough with that, you know. But what do you call it? So I've been trying to get things done, and I haven't been getting things done either. I got spotted. I got accosted. I think I used the word accosted. I went to a wood turning demo in a place called the Woodshed in Templepatrick. Sam and Linda Moore run a very good operation up there, and on a Tuesday night from 7 o'clock until 8:30, or sometimes 9 o'clock, guys will come in and demonstrate and do little demos and things that you wouldn't normally do yourself. This week was a guy called Colin Brashaw, and he did a walnut bowl out of walnut, but he did it differently. He cut the rim like, do you know the little seam that goes around the walnut? Well, he cut the rim like that, and then he cut the bowl in half and then glued the 2 rims together so that you had this effect here. You had the walnut, you had the half bowl, and then the rim was going this way here around the bowl, so it looked like the seam on the walnut. That's clever, you know. So he did that, so it's good fun. But there's a guy sitting beside me, and at the end of the demo, he said to me, "It's your fault I'm here." What do you mean? He says, "I saw your video on an Irish wedding goblet and decided I'm going to make one of those for my daughter for her wedding." And I said to him, "Right." So he said, "You've cost me a fortune." and he says, I said, "Have you any experience in turning?" And he said, "No, I don't, but I decided I was going to learn after I saw this goblet." So he's called Terry, and he's a really nice guy from Randallstown. And what do you call it? So he was telling me about stories about going down to Cavan to get big pieces of bog oak and all sorts of stuff and all sorts of adventures. And then he said, you know, I must tell my wife I met the guy who made us have difficulty paying our mortgage because of the expense that this guy's going to try and get this goblet made. But he will do it. He's a very determined guy. And then Bob was there too. I was up there one time before and I got spotted again, where a guy said, if I said baking soda to you, would it mean anything? And I thought, I'm not going to answer that. And he went, it is you. And he had spotted me on YouTube as well, through the wood turning videos, you know. So then I got told off. Bob kind of told me off for not making wood turning videos, because he's not into the gardening like the wood turning, you know, so I have to make wood turning videos. But it was quite a surprise. It does catch you off guard when somebody recognises you, you know. So that was good fun. So I'm going up again on Tuesday night again to see these guys again. And I'm going to bring up my bowl that Brendan Stemp made me, to let them see that as well. And I still have to do a video on that, but I just haven't finished it yet, you know. I'm still working on that one. A thank you video to Brendan, so it's in the pipeline. So if Brendan sees this, I haven't forgotten Brendan. I'm still working on it. So that was my little adventure this week, getting spotted at a wood turning demo. And for the wood turners in Northern Ireland, or well in the south of Ireland too, if you're in around the border area, it's not such a big run to come up to Belfast basically, with the roads now, you know, the straight link up. You just stay on the motorway right through Belfast, and you come until you come to the Mollusk roundabout, and then you head off towards Temple Patrick, and it's about 3 miles down the road. You just turn up opposite Patterson's Spade Mill. So it's a good run up. So I go on Tuesday nights during the winter. They do this now because we do our turning during the winter. There's not much turning done during summer, you know. So there we are. That's what we have. Couple of pounds, but what's that? But 4 pounds maybe of potatoes, 3.5, 4 pounds probably, you know. But that'll do us for a few days now, and then we'll do something different. So I've got one bag of these left. I'm going to do these guys again. People say we should grow them again. They're not as nice a potato as Cara. Cara is a lovely potato, but it's a very dry potato, which I like. This is not as dry as Cara, but it's still a dry potato, which I like, and it also gives a very good yield and a very nice potato. It's a lovely potato, and so I'll definitely do these again because they're blight resistant, and they definitely seem to be because they've lasted longer than the others. So I'll do those, and I'll do the Charlottes as well because they're an early potato, and I like those. Even though they're waxy, I've got to like them now, you know. So there you are, folks. That's it. That's all I have to say, and. So, Terry, it was lovely meeting you, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you again there. I think I'm seeing you Tuesday night. You're coming back again, so I'll see you then. And I'll bring that bowl with me. And Bob, it's great to have met you too. Okay, all the best then, folks. Bye-bye.